against heroes too, especially because of their great arrow range. I believe they shoot even farther than a ranger does, so yeah, they're pretty good. It would also be a good idea for Stormi to try to take that in as soon as possible, so that he can't get too many elves.
Yeah, and that's what he'll be doing right here with these two orcs, and probably those ones too, at least some of them. Right now he has a second Nazgul, and they're really going to be a pain throughout the game. And I'm not going to be able to get enough tower guards.
Yeah,
they're so slow.
I really think Nazgul are extremely effective against men, and even the key to this matchup. Because tower guards really can't defend against Nazgul because they're so slow. And Nazgul can basically just run everywhere. The only counter man really has is Faramir and Eowyn. And Faramir just doesn't deal enough damage to counter them real effectively. And Eowyn is just usually not worth it just to counter
ready to ride out.
So they can really be a pain.
Yeah, one thing I always do is I just flood the map with tower guards. I usually don't even get Gondor soldiers anymore.
Well,
which is really very tough to harass after that.
Yeah, well, you can pull that off pretty well as long as you get enough in-elves and cavalry. But if you aren't able to get enough of those, you definitely need some soldiers, or your harassment just won't do anything. And you won't be able to fight Easterlings and Orc Archers either very well, just tower guards.
Yeah, here I got pretty lucky.
And Corsairs can counter tower guards very well too, of course.
Alright, here he's getting mountain trolls. I don't know why.
And Hobbit summon there can be pretty good, but Stormi also has Nazgul, so it'd probably be best to have a pike there, but that's not always easy to do. But he has his army here, so I don't know.
Yeah, I figured if I had harassment over here and harassment back here, he wouldn't be able to defend against both at the same time. And harassment on all sides.
Yeah, well, I would probably just send them as one army and try to take out some production buildings there, the palace and 2 orc pits. That would really make it a lot harder for him to counter tower guards anyway, with no archers.
Alright, let's talk about this mountain troll. Why would Stormi get a mountain troll against men when I'm already getting pikes and archers so heavily?
I would have gone Corsairs myself. Definitely like 2 or more taverns right now would be very good. Probably win the game fairly quickly too.
Yeah. This was a pretty bad move on my part.
Leveled up archers there should be retreating, probably. Or else at least running into pikes.
That was really...
You can split them up and retreat different ways so the Nazgul can't kill all of them, but yeah, they're pretty much dead by now anyway. And Kibby is cash floating a little bit. Aragorn would be pretty good against Mordor.
Yeah, this was a really bad time for me because I stopped getting all units.
Yeah. Rangers and Rohirrim, or just Aragorn would be pretty good right now. Boromir is also pretty good to knock down Nazgul and help kill them. Or Faramir or something.
Yeah, I'll be getting Faramir in a very short time here.
Eowyn would also probably be a good move, just if you can predict that the opponent's going to get a Fell Beast. If they don't get a Fell Beast, Eowyn is normally not worth it. And I probably wouldn't get her until I see a Fell Beast, but you can get them, just be safe and better safe than sorry, but yeah.
Alright, I'm just going to continue with harassment. Stormi did a good job here by taking that. I should have taken that by now, but I haven't.
Yeah, I try to get 2 ins almost every game with men.
We're ready to ride out.
And it was really not a very good move to creep that, because that gives me an advantage of harassing over here. So Stormi should have just gone straight to harassing down here and left that troll. It's not worth it for the resources it gives you.
Yeah, because Kibby already doesn't have many farms, and any harassment right now, any destroying of the farms he has, is a huge blow to his economy. And
Right. Here's a trick that didn't work. I tried to use Bombadil to chase these units over here. I know this is probably, if I can take that, that would probably win me the game. But really I should have moved Bombadil closer in here, so these barricades would aim at him instead of these Gondor soldiers.
yeah, or else he could try to clump that first, and then use Bombadil when the units started, right when they start attacking, and then he'd probably kill more units, as they wouldn't be as able to retreat. I'm not sure if that would be better or not.
As you can see, I
still gets
almost
some
have
units.
it. But the Nazi would come to save the day. And that
Yeah.
would have been the game breaker right there. I would have won this game if I got that in Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, one slaughterhouse with industry gets you a lot of resources. Yeah, 300%. That's the same as you would get with 4 total slaughterhouses. So it's like having 3 more. And it's level 3, it just gets you so much more. And you can really survive off just a few slaughterhouses if you have one with industry at level 3.
Right, that was a pretty nonsensical what's it called? Barrage.
Barrage. It didn't really accomplish anything. I personally prefer using barrage on units. Like when they get a big clumped army, just use it right in the middle. And it rarely misses, but sometimes you'll only get a few units, but it's still better than just weakening buildings when you don't have an army there. Sometimes you can kill buildings of the opponents is Mordor or goblins because they have weak production buildings, but it's not even always worth it then.
Right now he has 3 Nazgul and the Mouth of Sauron. How do you kill that?
Just hope they run into a pike, pretty much. That's probably the best way to beat men, is it's so hard for them to counter it. Oh, one thing you can do is get the ivory tower on the fortress to see where they're coming from, but that you can't always get that, so you can't always afford to get one of those. Especially when your economy isn't that great to begin with. If you have a lot of farms to defend, that's probably a good idea though.
And I'll just be chasing these Nazgul and Mount Sauron with this army, this pike. And
Yeah,
really don't do much.
Yeah, and
Maybe
it's probably better to just have like 2 pikes spread out around your base by farms, and you don't really need archers at all. Like just 2 pikes spread out is usually enough to slow down their harassment, at least some, and then just harass with everything else you have to, so that he's not beating you too bad, you know. At least you can try to keep his economy weak while he's keeping yours.
Yeah, that would have been a good opportunity for a pike ambush if I
Yeah.
moved it down here.
You have to predict where the Nazgul will be going every time to do that effectively.
And right now I am losing because I haven't been harassing enough. I haven't captured that in yet. I haven't tried to recapture that yet.
Yeah, Rohirrim harassment you should be harassing with Rohirrim a lot harder here, probably, I think.
And I'm cash floating.
Yeah, that too.
That's really hurting me. I could have mounted him.
They ran away, yeah. Faramir can also harass fairly well, mounted. I believe he deals the most damage of all of men's mounted heroes. So he can be a pretty good harasser when you don't need him for his bow. And that